In this video, I'm going to walk you through the quality control checklist that we use from start to finish, what we inspect, what often gets overlooked, and what you need to ask any court builder before you move forward. And just so I say it clearly, yes, we would love to be your court builder. But whether or not you work with us, the goal here is simple. We want you to understand what a quality control process looks like. And by the end, you should know what gets checked and why it matters and how to compare one builder from another. A court is only as good as what you do not see. A lot of the biggest problems in court projects, they don't start with the finish. They start with missed details earlier on in the process, incorrect measurements, weak site prep, alignment that's not right, poor drainage planning, and rush decisions that seem small in the moment, but man, later on they get really expensive. This is why quality control is not one thing that's inspected at the end. It's a series of checkpoints to protect the project from start to finish. The first checkpoint happens before a shovel ever hits the ground. We make sure that the contract and the estimate match, that the scope of work is clear, and that the numbers and payment schedule make sense to you and to us. Next, we verify selections like tile counts or material quantities. We make sure that fence measurements, gate locations, all of the custom details are just right. Because one of the easiest ways to create delays and confusion is to start with incorrect assumptions or incorrect material counts. Once we get to the property, we confirm the big picture job site details. This includes the court layout, the access, drainage, equipment staging, material moving, where your irrigation is, where the power is, where the water is, and who's the emergency contact in case something crazy happens. We're also looking at anything else that could affect the project, including nearby trades, blocked access, site conditions, whether you have a dog that needs to come out and needs to be fenced in. These things matter because when our crews have to improvise too much on site, mistakes become more likely and it's probably becoming a headache for you. So we check all the details to make sure we get these things just right. Throughout the project, we document key quality control points with photos, notes, and corrections made along the way. If you ever want to see these, we're happy to share them with you. Here's one thing that surprises people. Courts get poured the wrong size. It can actually happen. So we verify slab dimensions are exactly what was sold. And we make sure the court is square, not just close. Or even worse, not a parallelogram. A court can be 30 feet by 60 feet, but have two sides that go like this. And that is awful. So during the pour, we're also checking the sleeves and the anchors and the fencing and the gates and the components, which is like the basketball hoops and the lights. That all of those things line up just right and function the way they should. That crank handles still clear fencing, that the footings are deep enough so that the stuff doesn't fall over, and that fence posts are lined up and nice and straight. When we come to acrylic painted projects, especially, weather matters. Heat, wind, pollen, shade, they all affect the finished result. Actually, cold does as well too. So part of our quality control checklist is knowing when not to push the job. If it's too hot or it's too cold, it's gonna create issues. So we have to know exactly when to tell our crews don't work, even if it looks like a good day. If rain is in the forecast tomorrow, if there's pollen dropping into the paint as it's being applied, we really make sure to make this process tight so that way it doesn't have long-term quality effects. But we even take it one step further. We give you a 1-year workmanship warranty on everything we do. At 11 months, we're reaching out to you saying, hey, is everything still working the way it's supposed to? And this is a huge difference because then we can fix it at no cost to you. So ask your court builder. If it's us, that's great. If it's not us, that's fine too. But ask them, what quality control processes do they have to make sure that your court doesn't end up as a nightmare in the long term? A lot of this stuff seems really easy. Building a court isn't rocket science, but it's really easy to make critical errors that lead to a headache of a project, when really it's supposed to be an enjoyable place for your family to play and train for decades. So ask the questions now and then make sure that your court builder is following these processes. If they don't have answers to these questions, well, that probably shows a lot about what they know, what mistakes they've done, and how they can correct them. We've developed these processes sheerly because we have made these mistakes over 40 plus years. And we don't want to make them again. And we're making sure that we give you as high a quality project as possible. And in the case that we do make a mistake and we haven't caught it, we at least had these checkpoints and it's going to be really clear. This is just on us, and we come back and make the fix.